G'day, it's Heath here from pickandlessons.com. Single string and melodic version of this tune you just heard, the Childgrove. It's a very pretty traditional tune. We're going to take a look at both the single string version playing down the neck, and we'll have a look at a melodic version out of this position here around the 5th fret. In a moment we'll have a look at the first part of the single string version for part A, but if you head on over to pickandlessons.com you better get yourself a copy of the tablature. We'll have a look at the other parts of this lesson as well, so part B for the single string version and part A and B for the melodic. And we'll break down each of these sections just to work on some of the techniques that you need to know, look at the areas you need to focus on, and just get to know the tune together. So pickandlessons.com. Now let's have a slow play through part A here for the single string arrangement. We'll go through it nice and slow together, then we'll just break down a couple of the measures to have a look at the technique we need for both the left and the right hand and anything tricky we might find in the arrangement. Single string version, part A. 1, 2, 3. Alright, there's part A in the single string arrangement. Taking a look at what we're playing, we're really primarily playing down in this open position. So we're playing in this position perhaps like you would play on the guitar or you might see on the guitar. We're not doing anything too fancy, but it gives us a certain tone and a certain sound on the banjo as we do that. It does present some challenges though, firstly for the right hand. So you may have noticed for a start that I was picking up towards the neck of the banjo, so that's going to give us a nice tone. Feel free to experiment with your positioning of your right hand, but the further you go towards the bridge, the brighter the tone will be, and the further you come up towards the neck, the warmer it starts to become. So I've chosen to play up towards the neck, and that's given me a warmer tone. Even though the banjo is a bright instrument, it's warmed up the tone. Now there's a lot of thumb. The thumb is very dominant in this single string technique, and we're sort of alternating between the index and using the middle finger as well a little bit. So just looking at the first measure with the pickup note, through there we're just using the thumb, thumb, and then the index finger for that second string. As we move on to the first string, you can use your middle finger as well. You could actually get away using your thumb all the way through this single string section because it's not a very fast tune, so that's a nice way of practicing it. As tempos pick up on tunes though, if you're playing a faster reel for example, you do need to get used to some other techniques. So let's just skip on through and we'll have a look at some of these as we go. So the second measure, we've got a hammer on in there. And we'll pick this with our index finger, 8th note hammer on, and down to the thumb there on that 2nd fret on the A note. So the hammer on there, the two 8th notes, 1 and 2, 3, 4, with that tied note over to the quarter note. So the hammer on, if you're not familiar, we start with that open string note, and then we'll hammer down this finger onto the 1st fret. So our open string, hammer the 1st finger. So the pressure of the 1st finger placing onto the string will create, will set off that second note, that 1st fret. And we want to play them over two 8th notes, so 1 and 2, 3, 4. Measure 3, we have a hammer on. Again, this time 1st and 3rd fret. So we start with our 1st finger on the 1st fret, hammer on the 3rd finger. 8th notes again. 1 and pause on that tied note. 1 and 2, pull off. Now the pull off here, we're starting on that 1st fret, picking with the index finger and flick the finger to the open string. You can flick upwards or downwards as long as you're getting a flick. So the rhythm in this measure, 1 and 2 and 3, 4. One more time, ready? And 1 and 2 and 3, 4. A little bit more syncopated there, so keep an eye on the rhythm. Measure 4, speaking of rhythm, a dotted quarter note. A dotted quarter note is 1.5 beats. 1, 2 and 3 and 4. 1, 2 and 3 and 4. So the dotted quarter note, 1.5 beats into the 8th note, that 2nd fret A. And here is the other technique we're going to work on for the right hand. We're alternating between the index and the thumb and the index and the thumb fingers here, just to get this faster passage, all on the single string technique. So from the open string at the beginning, index finger, index thumb, index thumb. So alternating between the index and the thumb. 1, 2, index thumb, index thumb. And again, and 1, 2, index thumb, index thumb. So index thumb, alternating between the two, a quicker passage of notes while alternating with the fingers. That is a nice technique to work on. Moving through, we've got some similar stuff just to finish it off. First ending, we're playing to get us back to the repeat. Of course, the second ending is going to be different, and that will lead us into part B. If you head to pickinglessons.com, we'll check out that ending with the part B lesson, and we'll go through the single string version of part B, and we'll have a look at the melodic version of part A and B. The melodic version is slightly different, so it's not the same melody just played up in the melodic position. It's a slight variation with some different embellishments on the melody, so that's in the melodic version. So pickinglessons.com, head over there, you'll get yourself the tab. You'll also get yourself the next 3 lessons for this tune, plus there's also a backing track and a play along track there as you're getting to know the tune. pickinglessons.com, I'll see you there.